Howdy folks, Jambareeqi here, and welcome to another episode of Jambareeqi Orange, the show where I let my patrons decide what I review. The options for this month's poll included Monsters vs. Aliens, Unbreakable, Dragon Ball Z, Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, Rudolph's Shiny New Year, The Swan Princess and the Secret of the Castle, and Split. They chose The Swan Princess and the Secret of the Castle. In the sequel to The Swan Princess, Odette and Derek are now married, but Odette wishes Derek would have more time for their relationship because he's always so busy committing to princely duties, even forgetting their anniversary this year. One evening, Derek is alerted with news that a fire has been started in the kingdom, so he has to cancel anniversary plans with Odette, who insists that she comes to help by feeding the victims of the fire. Derek decides to go investigate who the arsonist could be, only to almost walk into a trap set up for him. It turns out that Rothbart's former partner, Clavius, wants to get rid of Derek so he can break into the prince's kingdom and steal a magical orb containing the forbidden arts. In his second plan, Clavius kidnaps Derek's mother, Queen Uberta, to trick Derek into leaving his castle. It's up to Odette, Bridget, and the talking animals to stop Clavius from using the forbidden arts for evil. I thought that the first Swan Princess was an uninspired and average movie, with a rushed romance, a dumb villain, and little to no originality. The sequel is both a step up and a step down in my opinion. This is my second time watching the film. I'll confess that I enjoyed it more than I did last time, but there's still things about it that bother me. There are improvements from the first film, like Derek actually has a clearer idea about his quest. There's no vague clues that'll make him do something stupid or dangerous. He has more to work with this time, making for a more enjoyable mission for him to follow out. Although, Derek is quite dumb for not assigning guards to protect his castle while he goes to rescue his mother. And assigning the elderly royal advisor and the worst archer in the kingdom to protect the castle isn't exactly a clever strategy, Derek. Odette also gets to do more this time, from helping feed the kingdom's people after the fire, to risking eternal swan transformation to rescue Derek. Not to mention, because Derek and Odette have been married for a year, their relationship is more believable this time round. There's a husband and wife chemistry that I do actually buy. Clavius, while not exactly an inspired villain, as he's just another evil campy wizard who wants to gain power, at least thinks his plans through, has backups even, and makes sure that his prisoner can't easily escape or be rescued. The dynamic between Uberta, Clavius, and Clavius's henchman Knuckles is quite funny too. I used to find it annoying, but I found myself laughing this time, with Uberta acting like a birthday girl diva even though she's a prisoner, Clavius getting wound up by her constant demands, and dim-witted Knuckles struggling to be loyal to both assertive characters. I get why people would find these scenes to be annoying, as I used to feel the same, but it's a comedic setup that's grown on me since. Saying all this though, it's still a straight-to-video animated sequel through and through, so expect all the trappings that come with that. Even though the movie is fully capable of throwing in tension and conflicts to keep us entertained, a lot of it feels dragged out, with scenes lasting longer than they need to be, a song or two thrown in without much purpose, and we're pretty much playing the waiting game until the finale. But what really kills this film for me is its romantic subplot. It's so frustrating to watch. It tries to show that relationships aren't perfect, but I don't like the way it goes about doing it. You see, Odette is upset that Derek doesn't drop his princely duties enough for her, and wishes that he would stop cancelling their plans to do royal tasks. Here's the thing, Odette, this would only be unreasonable behaviour if Derek was cancelling romantic plans in favour of selfish activities, like going hunting on his own or having a drink at the tavern with the lads, but he's not. Derek has reasonable excuses for cancelling plans, like investigating fires and hunting down the arsonist responsible for said fires. Yet the film frames him as being out of line and undermines the importance of what he's trying to do. Take this scene for example.
Odette, I'm really sorry, but some big clues have come up. I gotta go after this guy.
Oh, of course. What about your mother's birthday?
Oh.
You were going to surprise her first thing in the morning.
I just can't.
Surely these clues can wait a couple of days, can't they?
Excuse me? Put off the hunt for an arsonist for a few days? Under those few days, people could be burned alive. Plus Uberta's birthday party and your planned romantic dinner would be in flames. Hello? Think, Odette, think! Odette, you think that dropping what you're doing for your partner is romantic, right? Why don't you cancel your plans and go help Derek find the arsonist? Or is it only romantic if he drops plans, huh? Yes, it's shitty of Derek to forget their anniversary, and I know it sucks that Derek can't always make time for their dates lately. But the compromise to be settled shouldn't be Derek should put romantic plans with Odette before his kingdom's safety and politics. That's not a fair, stable, or mature solution. The film even has the cheek to end with Derek putting off an important meeting with the King of Lincolnshire for a picnic with Odette, asking Roger to take his place. Yes, this guest has arrived way too early, which is rude, but being a leader means being prepared for any kind of sudden changes to plans. I'm all up for standing up to a guest who decided to obnoxiously arrive way too early, but when that guest is an important leader of another kingdom, then things start to get complicated and political. It may be a generous gesture to Odette, but blowing off this king and asking someone else to take charge, especially someone who isn't part of the actual monarchy, just so you can have sandwiches in a field with your wife, is a risky decision to make. That could lead to losing an ally, or worse, a potential war. Let Derek do his job. Heck, if you're going to reach a middle ground of some kind, why not ask Uberta to take over when Derek wants time alone with his wife? Why can't she help Derek and Odette out by taking the workload off Derek? She is the queen after all, a monarchy position that's even higher than Derek's. She should be doing most of what Derek is assigned to do. This could help Derek and Odette make more time for each other. It's a better compromise than asking Derek to abandon his duties on the spot. Yes, Uberta might not have the agility, energy, and archery skills of her son, but surely she can assign a bodyguard for herself, and I'm certain that the kingdom has its own army. You could argue that maybe queens don't have much power in this world and are pretty much figureheads, but the film never confirms that. Plus, she did have a say in her kingdom's direction in the first film when she worked with Derek's father to marry their kids together. So she's not that powerless, she does have a say in her kingdom's politics. The only time she has an excuse to not take over Derek's responsibilities is when she's kidnapped. All other times though, well, she has many chances to step in and do her part as queen. Now, just like the first film, this is a musical, but there aren't as many songs this time. There's The Magic of Love, a song about Odette missing the days when Derek had more time for her, singing about how dropping your plans is very romantic. The song can be relatable to those in the audience who have partners that are too busy for them, but in the context of this film, it makes Odette seem unrealistically demanding of her husband. Yes, I get that she's sad, but sometimes things can't be helped in life, and she can't expect Derek to drop his immensely important responsibilities on a whim. She needs to find a mature solution.
It's the wrong kind of magic. Now you see him, now you don't. Used to be he'd drop anything for me, but not lately. He won't.
Then there's That's What You Do for a Friend, a cute track about the importance of friendship. It has cheap production values, and the music style changes way too abruptly between the verses and chorus, but I respect the lesson it's teaching to kids.
Now some may think it noble to die like that and be immortalized in songs about the past. And you may think it wise to have a harrowing demise so that life's exciting right up to the last.
But sure, Bob, that's what you do for a friend. Oh, that's what you do for a friend.
We also get a reprise of No Fear from the first film, which does have a good message about courage, but it once again has too many cartoony sound effects in the way, and having the film recycle a musical number from the first movie does seem quite tacky. Not to mention, the characters use the No Fear motto way too much in this movie, to the point where it becomes really annoying. Lastly, there's You Gotta Love It, my favourite song in the film, a fun rock and roll number from Claviers, which ideally fits his silly personality and passion for committing evil.
Every day's gonna be a vacation. Now I'm the king of gratification. I'll do whatever I want every day. You gotta love it. Woo-hoo! You gotta love it.
The animation is exactly what you'd expect from a straight-to-video sequel. Berta and the animals get to shine with some comedic gestures and rubbery expressions, but most of the movie's animation is rather unimpressive and average. It's not awful or hideous to look at, it just doesn't have much creative flair or any standout sequences. It is what it is, a standard effort. To conclude, I find the Swan Princess 2 to be a mixed bag. It improves in some areas compared to the first film, and can be kind of funny at parts, but it unfairly downplays the important weight of Derek's responsibilities by asking him to drop important jobs on the spot in order to save his marriage, which is very unreasonable. The film never finds a mature solution that will benefit both the marriage and the kingdom. Not to mention, a lot of the film is plagued with all the flaws you'd expect from a straight-to-video animated sequel. From television budget animation to a narrative that has to stretch itself out with padding or overlong scenes to reach a feature-length runtime. I've been Jambareeqi and I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. So, what am I going to be reviewing in the next episode of Jambareeqi Orange? Well, that's entirely up to my patrons. The options for next month's poll include Lego Scooby-Doo Haunted Hollywood, The Swan Princess, The Mystery of the Enchanted Kingdom, The Rescuers, The Amazing Spider-Man, National Treasure, and Animal Crossing the Movie. Pretty awesome selection right there, am I right? Now, don't forget that you have to be a patron in order to access this poll. What is a patron? Don't worry, I'll explain. This is my Patreon. It's a site for my fans to make monthly donations to me. Those who donate are called patrons. The money I receive goes towards funding my videos and serves as a supportive income for me. Patrons can donate as much as they want each month and stop donating any time. All donations are greatly appreciated, and in return for their patronage, patrons are given exciting rewards, depending on how much they donate, including their names credited in my main show, access to exclusive videos, and the chance to decide a review on my channel. Very excited to see what my patrons want me to review next on this show. Cheerio, folks.